It's Coulter and Meredith from 102.1 The Edge. We are joined by John-Angus of the Trews. Congratulations on your new album, Wanderer. It's still got that new album smell. We love it. This is a huge accomplishment for you guys.
Yes, record number 7, and
Yeah.
made under a certain amount of duress, like everything that went down in the last couple of years. Made under a certain amount of strain and obstacles and hurdles. But we got it together, and we're glad it's finally here.
Well, we'll do a deep dive on the album in just a sec, but I want to talk about something that you've released alongside the album. You paired with Nickelbrook Brewery. I want to get this right. The name of the beer is Trews Tone Wandering Pilsner.
Mm.
Were you guys involved in like developing the flavor? How did that whole thing come about?
Yeah, we started the process about a year ago. They started sending me all the different kinds of beers that they make, and they wanted me to get sort of in a ballpark of like what the thing might taste like and how much alcohol it might have in it and all that stuff. So we just it was like a process of whittling it down, because I don't brew beer, like I don't really know the science of it, but I love drinking it. So I just a process of elimination. We got kind of in the ballpark, and then they tweaked it a bit. And I went down for the brew date, which was more of like a photo op, but I dumped some hops in the big, it looked like a meth lab or something from Breaking Bad. But yeah, I guess it's a beer lab. And it was fun, and it's out, and it is really, really good. I definitely stand behind it. I have many of them in my fridge downstairs.
Nice. That's what everyone's getting for Christmas this year, right?
Stocking stuffer. Can of beer.
Well, this is your 7th album. You talked about the bizarre circumstances that we've had over the past year. You've also said of the album that it wouldn't have been possible without the pandemic. What did you mean by that?
It would have been a whole different record. The songs would have been totally different, because we had a short list of songs that we were going to go in and finish in March and April, and then the lockdown came, and the one thing it did gift us with was time. And you always need more of that when you're writing songs and making a record. There's always a deadline, and it's always a thing you're up against, but we had none of that. So we wrote an extra 6 or 7, or actually we probably wrote more like an extra 20, but 6 or 7 that we found could replace ones that we were going to put on. So, and they seemed more timely and more about what we were going through. So we just did that. So it wouldn't have been the same record had it not been for the pandemic. And then the challenges that associated with recording it also led us to different studios and working at weird times, and all that craziness.
As we, fingers crossed, kind of see our way at the end of this thing, you're finally performing on stage for the first time in almost 2 years. What has that been like interacting with fans?
Halifax was nuts, because it was a sold out arena, and everything we had done up to now during the pandemic, we did do some weird things. Like we did a drive-in in Toronto, and we did a lot of live streaming, a lot of like virtual events and that kind of stuff. But then just to be like kind of thrown back into 6,000 people in a hockey rink was it felt amazing. I mean, it felt really cathartic, and it felt like the audience was right there with us. That they were really, really happy to be there after all this time. So it felt amazing. I think we all need those moments. I think we're kind of social animals, and we need to be amongst one another and rubbing shoulders with each other, provided it can be done safely. I think it's like a real necessary part of who we are.
Awesome. Well, we won't steal any more of your time. I know you got to get ready for a big weekend. John-Angus of the Trews, new album out called Wanderer. They've got a new beer. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see you.